Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Hey guys, 3D Crypto here. Hope everyone's doing well. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be speaking about a trading bot, a quantitative trading bot called RoyalQ. And it's especially useful in times of crypto volatility. So for example, a few weeks ago, we had a flash crash. Bitcoin crashed down to $30,000 and a lot of the crypto markets followed suit. And now we've recovered to about $40,000 back to Bitcoin, and all the other altcoins have also followed suit. So there's a lot of volatility in the market, and a bot like this is very, very beneficial to give you some amazing gains. What a lot of people tend to do in times are volatile, they will start doing leverage trading. Leverage trading or margin trading is very, very risky. Yes, you can make some very healthy profits, but the nature of leverage trading ultimately means you can pretty much go ahead and lose everything. You can get liquidated. What RoyalQ aims to do is to eliminate liquidation. There is no such thing as liquidation. In RoyalQ, you are just buying and selling and averaging your buys and sells. So RoyalQ is, as I mentioned, it's a trading bot, a quantitative trading bot, and the main advantage that I can see is you never put your funds on the system. You always go ahead and link to an exchange, and then RoyalQ becomes the one-stop intelligent quantitative bot which uses a strategy to trade crypto 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So unlike leverage trading, unlike margin call trading or forex, this isn't time dependent. This works all the time. There's no market time limitations, and obviously the more trading it does, the more gains you can potentially make over the 24-hour period. So how does RoyalQ work? So RoyalQ works basically by purchasing a asset using USDT. So it purchases that asset. For example, the buying price is $10. You can obviously change that, and then you have a take profit ratio. So once you get 1.6% profit, it triggers a earnings callback, and that basically means once the price falls back down to 0.3%, it will take the profit. So you can see in this example, $10 buy-in, 1.6% increase leads to $10.16 total. You have the earnings callback of 0.3%, which leaves you with at that time a total value of $10.12. Then the bot will then perform the sell action and leave you with a profit of just under 13 cents, so 12.9 cents profit is what you will achieve. And this happens all the time over a 24-hour period. With every single pair, this keeps happening. And obviously you can change your strategy. You can go for a higher take profit ratio. You can go to 2.5%, you can go to 3%, 4%, and obviously the higher the take profit ratio, the more the market has to move in order for you guys to go ahead and make profit. I tend to use just the recommended settings, 1.6%, which basically means you get to benefit multiple times throughout the day through these little price increases. Obviously, you can increase your investment amount, the amount you put in on your first order. So from 10, you can do $20, potentially $30. People that have larger accounts even do up to $50. Now, markets don't always go up. They also sometimes come down. So this is where the averaging on RoyalQ and the quantitative strategy comes into play. So you have something called margin calls. So the margin call it says, look, if your investment falls down by, in this case, the first margin call is 4%. So if it was to hit 4%, it will do another buy-in at double. So another 4%, and it will keep buying the dip basically as you go down. As soon as you keep going down, 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 and then on the way back up again, it will start averaging your buys and sells. And then you start making profits on the way back up again. So if you believe in cryptocurrency and crypto markets, you obviously believe that crypto always rebounds, always comes back. And this is what RoyalQ is working on. It's working on averaging prices. It's saying, yeah, the market's not always going to go up. It can go down. But when it goes down, it will perform a margin call, it will double your initial investment and try recouping that, try benefiting on the way back up again. If you don't have enough funds, it will just freeze the bot, and the bot will just wait until the market price comes back to the price, the initial price. So it may take some time, but it will eventually get back up there. The great thing is, it's very simple to use because it's no hands-on. The only thing you have to do is get it set up the first time. So I'm going to walk you through the steps to get this all set up, and then walk you through the bot and the different strategies later on in the video. So the first thing you need to do is you need to register with RoyalQ. You then need to activate the bot, and then once you've activated the bot and you connected it with your exchange, you're done. Then this will work itself. You never have to think about it again. You never have to do anything ever again. So I will leave a link down below for RoyalQ. You cannot join RoyalQ without an invitation code, so I will leave that down below. You click on that link and you will be taken to a register page. At the top, if the language is different, if it's in Mandarin or Chinese, click it in the top right hand corner, get it to English. Type in your email address. So for example, my email address is 3dcrypto.info@gmail.com. Hit the send verification code and you will be emailed a 4-digit code. Once you get that code back, in the verification code section, just type in that verification code, 4-digit, 5-digit, enter a password, so I'm just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, confirm your password, 1, 2, 5, 6, obviously this is just a test account, this isn't my real account, and you hit register, and that's it. Your RoyalQ account is now registered, and obviously this one's already been registered, so it won't come up, but it will say registered, and you are ready to go. So how do you start with RoyalQ? So the best way that I can walk you through this whole platform is through the RoyalQ app. So the RoyalQ app is available on the Apple Store, on the App Store, and it's also available on the Android Google Play Store as well. So depending on what platform you use, if you use Android or iOS, there is an app for you. So I'm going to head on over to my iOS device, to my iPad, and set this all up with you guys and walk you through the different steps. Bear in mind, you only have to do this once. Once it's set up, then you can mess around and tinker with the strategies, but it's very simple. So you go on your iOS device, you go on over to the App Store and hit the search button. Once you go to search, you just type in RoyalQ, RoyalQ, hit enter, and the RoyalQ app or the RoyalQ community app will show up. You go ahead and install that. Once you have successfully installed the RoyalQ app, go on and open the app. When you first open the app, the very first time, this will be the screen you're faced with. At the bottom, there's 3 tabs, Circle, News, and Mine. Go ahead and click on the Mine app, and it will tell you to log in with the account you registered previously. So I'm going to use this test account and log in with that. So you log in with your username, your password, and then accept and press login. Once you've logged in, you'll be faced with this screen. Now you'll have 4 tabs at the bottom. You'll have Home, Quantitative, Circle, News, and Mine. First thing to do is go over to Mine. In the Mine tab, you need to go ahead and basically pay for the bot for a year. So the best thing to do is go down to the 3rd option where it says Asset, and you hit the deposit. When you hit deposit, you'll be given a USDT account address. From any exchange or any wallet you have, copy this address and send over 120 USDT, $120. Now, how is these funds used? So $100 pays for 1 year's subscription to the bot. That's 1 year for $100. That's the bot. And to activate that, you go to the top where it says VIP, you hit activate, you will type in $100 and you hit activate again. So it's going to deduct $100 that you sent over of that $120, it will deduct $100. And once it's deducted, you will see where it says VIP at the top, you will see it will say VIP, and then underneath it will say valid until, and I'll give you a date 1 year from now, and where it says activate, it will say renew. Once you've done that, you'll be left with $20 left in your asset pool. You need that to pay for the trading fees. I'll talk about more about the trading fees in a second. The second step you need to do is underneath VIP, it says something there called Professional Edition. So this is basically an advanced settings unlock. You have to press that, toggle that on, press I agree. You'll be asked 3 questions, just answer those correctly, and then continue. Once you press continue, the Professional Edition will be checkmarked, and you can now use the advanced settings. So that's the majority of the work done within the app. So once you've submitted that, you've activated the bot, you're in the advanced settings, the next thing you need to do is your API bind. So an API bind is when you go ahead and link with either Binance or Huobi, one of these exchanges. I personally use Binance, and you let the bot trade assets in your spot wallet. So to get your API, I'll head back onto my computer now. So I'm going to go to Binance. So this is where I sent the USDT from. So this is my Binance account. Now we'll go and find the USDT asset. And then once you find the USDT asset, you can go ahead and send. So you use the withdraw function, and you can send your $120 to that address we copied previously for RoyalQ, and that will get you the funds there. Then you need to go over to your API management tool. So you'll find that under your profile. So if you click on your profile, and you'll see a tab saying API management. Huobi might be slightly different. You need to go ahead and create an API. So where it says label API key to proceed, I've already got my RoyalQ one. I was right. Test API. You hit create API, it'll ask for some security, and then you'll be given API key and a secret key. And then there's API restrictions down below. Use the default ones, just make sure where it says enable withdrawals is not checked. The only two that should be checked is enable reading and enable spot and margin trading. Only those two should be checked, nothing else. Otherwise, if you have those checked, RoyalQ can withdraw your funds. If you do this, the only thing RoyalQ can do is they can only trade on your behalf the pairs you allow it to trade. That way, the money, the crypto is always yours. No one else can get to that crypto ever. So you need your API key and your secret key. Do not disclose your API key or your secret key to anyone. As you can see in the video, I've blanked it off. But those 2 keys are literally your private keys to your Binance account. So don't give those to anyone. You only put that in RoyalQ once, and you only give RoyalQ the permissions for reading your account and margin and spot trading your account. And that's what we want to focus on. So anything that RoyalQ does doesn't impact your account negatively in any way. They will only perform actions. The bot will only perform actions within the Binance account. That's why you need separate funds in the asset side of RoyalQ to pay for the transaction, the bot charges. The bot takes 20% of all profits, and that's through that wallet, through the asset wallet. So here is where you would type your API key. So I'll just put in some random numbers and digits and whatnot, and then you've got your secret key. You do the same thing there. It will also ask you for a verification code. So you hit request verification code. You will be emailed a verification code. It'll be a 4 or 5 digit number. You put that in there. You agree to the risk warning, and you press bind. This is my demo account. So once you press bind, obviously this is incorrect information, so it won't bind. But what you will see is, I'll show you, I'll go back to my previous account. Once you've hit bind, you will see that your Binance or Huobi account will be linked, and it will no longer be gray. It will now be yellow, and it will say Binance, and where it says unbound next to it will now say bound, as you can see here. And that basically means you are now ready to go. Your account is now fully set up, and you can start using quantitative trading. So now all the steps have been done. So you've got your VIP status by your bot being activated for a year by paying $100. You're on the professional edition, and you have some assets. So I've got about $12 in this account that I'm running, and this $12 is what pays the fees. The fees do not come from your Binance account, because RoyalQ cannot never touch your assets. They can only trade on your behalf. So if you're doing this on Binance or Huobi, it's a very similar steps you have to follow, but this was the Binance side I showed you on. So guys, these are all the pairs that are offered. These are all Binance pairs or Huobi pairs. So these pairs are cryptos like BNB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tron, Algo, BTT. So many different. There's, on my last count, there's about 60 crypto pairs and more count being added every single day. So I'm going to talk about my strategy in a minute. First, I will basically explain to you how do you start a trade. So the first thing you need to do is pick a pair. So you can go and scroll. So any pair that is activated will have a percentage next to it. That means it's an active pair, and it will tell you what your current trading status with it. Obviously, at the moment, the markets are a little bit down, so the majority of mine are red. So for example, let's choose for the first one, Algo. So we've chosen Algo, and you can see my current status is I've got $10 invested in there, $10 being the default buy-in, which has yielded me 9.57 Algo. And if we look at the bottom, the call margin trigger price and the take profit trigger price. The take profit trigger price is 1.08, and we're currently at 1.06. So once it hits 1.08, the earnings callback will start, and it will sell in Binance that algo for a profit. Then it will rebuy back in again at $10. It will restart the whole process and will yield me a little bit of profit. It could be 10 cents, 15 cents, 50 cents. And this will carry on happening automatically. Same way, if the price reaches the call margin price, the price goes down too much, if it goes down by 3.5% in this case, it will buy back in again at double the investment. So instead of buying at $10, it will buy in at $20. And it will keep doing this if the market drops by 4%, 4.5%, 5%. And this is what quantitative trading is it's averaging on the way down and averaging on the way up. Now, people, bear in mind, if you don't have enough USDT to cover the buy-in on a margin call, nothing happens. All that happens is the bot just freezes temporarily, and it will wait for the market to recover back to the price it was when the margin call was executed. So that's a really good thing, that you don't need to pump in loads and loads of money. You can just wait for the bot to restart again. The bad thing about this is during that period of time when the bot's not working because you don't have enough USDT in your account, you're not earning anything. And this whole platform relies on earning, because there's like 60 pairs. Each pair is doing buys and sells every single second. So every minute there's buys, there's sells, there's buys, and all of these small amounts of profit, 5 cents here, 10 cents here, 20 cents here, they all add up. And this is with a $10 startup with each of these pairs. If you were to do that, it's $20, then obviously your profits will double. So where you were making 10 cents, you'd make 20 cents. But then in the same vein, when you have call margin calls, when the rebuybacks happen, they will happen at double the value. So it wouldn't be a $20 buy-in, because it will be a $40 buy-in because your initial was a $20. I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but I'll just quickly show you. Like even with this Tron one that I just executed, I used the recommended settings, I put in $10, I press start, I started the trade, and that's it. It's going to start running for me now. It's going to look at the take profit price is 0.07. Once it hits 0.07, it will take the profit. And then you can track your profit in your revenue details. So you can see the first couple of days I only had like $300 in there. I only had 2 or 3 pairs that I chose. Then I quickly realized you've got to choose a lot of the pairs. So I chose all of the pairs apart from 2 or 3. And on that day, I made $28 with just over a $900 investment that was never at risk. The most risk you will ever have is that you will just be left with that cryptocurrency in your Binance wallet. And you just wait for the bot to find the right market price, and it will just sell and it will restart. So there'll be times where I'm down to like $5 in USDT and nothing's happening. The market recovers, then the bot just restarts all over again. And what you do is, during that period of time, while you're waiting, you're not making any profits because the bot's not working, because you haven't reached that market price. But if you have funds, even during a dip, even during the price going down, you're still making profits. And it's like, as I mentioned, it could be 10 cents here, it could be 8 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents. But these transactions are happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they slowly add up. And as you saw there, $25 in a 24-hour period with a $900 investment with no risk to my investment because it's on Binance. The key takeaway is RoyalQ cannot mess with my Binance account in any way. They can't withdraw funds from my account. They can't do anything. The only thing they can do is execute the trades according to my settings. So I'll make videos on this in the future talking about the different settings and how this all works. But for now, just play around with the system. Just bear in mind that, like, start with the recommended settings. Start with the recommended settings. That would be the go-to thing. Use it for a few days. See how you get on, how many profits you've made. My thing is choose as many pairs as you can. Go over to the quantitative courses that they have on the RoyalQ app and just read through and watch the videos on what is RoyalQ, what is quantitative trading, what is this system, what is, like, how does it all work. There's some really good resources and the tutorials there are very, very good. Obviously, if you have any questions or comments, please do let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. I want to give a big shout out to one of my subscribers, Bootsy. Bootsy was the person that got me onto RoyalQ, so I appreciate him telling me about RoyalQ. Obviously, as I mentioned, RoyalQ interacts with your Binance or Huobi account via an API key, so they can never ever take these funds out of your account. These will always stay in your account. These will always be traded in your account. They can't do anything. All they can do, RoyalQ bot can do, is trade according to the settings you have put in the RoyalQ app. That's the only thing that the RoyalQ app can do with the API key. So it's very low risk. This is my #1 trading strategy I'm using at the moment. I've only got about $1,000 in here now. I'm going to put maybe $5,000 or $10,000 in there. Increase my initial buy-ins to $20 or $30 and just start using this platform a lot more. So I'll be doing a lot more videos on RoyalQ. I'll be showing you all the different strategies I'm using. But for you guys, initially, I would say just get the platform set up. Get your API bound with Huobi or Binance. Do your initial trades. Play around with the system a little bit. Just make sure you have enough funds in the RoyalQ asset wallet to cover trading fees. Because as I mentioned, any fees executed, 20% is taken by the RoyalQ bot. But they're taken from that asset, the RoyalQ asset wallet, because RoyalQ cannot take the fees from your Binance wallet because they can't touch your Binance wallet assets. There is a RoyalQ web interface as well. It's a good interface just to kind of manage your pairs. You can manage your pairs on there. But to get it all set up, I would definitely recommend using the Android or Apple app to get it all set up. But this web interface is also very good if you want to go ahead and just tinker with some settings, or you want to liquidate one of your pairs. Liquidating a pair basically means you're going to end that pair's cycle of buys and sells, and you will just sell to USDT. So the entry point is USDT to all these different assets. There's functions and features such as batch settings, so where you can just, rather than going through every pair and selecting it individually, you can just select all of them and say they will all follow this setting, and you press activate. The only thing to bear in mind is if you have any crypto in any of your Binance spot wallets or Huobi spot wallets, the bot doesn't play nice with pre-existing assets. So move those assets. So if you have Ethereum in your Binance wallet and you've selected Ethereum pair in RoyalQ, move the Ethereum that you had in there before to a hardware wallet or a different wallet, or just don't select that pair. Sometimes it confuses the bot a little bit because obviously the bot is trading with a certain amount and it sees you have a different amount in your spot wallet. So just be wary of that. But apart from that, RoyalQ is very safe. I use it. I've seen no issues with it. There's nothing untoward, and the main reason is because the key is you only interact with RoyalQ and your exchange, Binance or Huobi, using an API key. So guys, as I mentioned, that is the RoyalQ platform. I personally have made some really good gains from this. I will leave all the instructions down below on how to join up. I will leave all the links. I will leave the registration link as well for you guys to hit to make your account. If you've got any questions or comments, please do leave them down below and I'll be happy to walk you through this. Or Alternatively, contact me on Telegram or email or any of my social media links. If you've got any difficulties setting up RoyalQ, I'll be happy to help you out. If you enjoyed the video and you found it informative, please do smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon to be notified of my latest content. As I said, I will be making further videos in regards to the different strategies I'm using with RoyalQ and how I'm getting on with RoyalQ. Please bear in mind there's always new pairs being added to RoyalQ, and only pairs that are on Binance or Huobi are ever listed on RoyalQ. You can't get any pairs that are gonna do a rug pull or pull the liquidity. It's only pairs that are on Binance that will ever be traded with RoyalQ. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. As I said, any questions, any comments, please do leave them down below. There's a lot more RoyalQ content in the pipeline for you guys. Any questions, as I said, please do let me know. And finally, guys, as I always say, you work hard for your crypto, make that crypto work hard for you. And until my next video, take care.